Well, I'm Kristinn Hrafnsson, the editor of WikiLeaks, and I've been part of this fight for 14 years. The feeling today, it's a feeling of relief. Finally, we have a glimpse of hope and of victory at this end of this long fight. But the war is not over. It's a battle we won, but it's an extremely important battle. And it opens up the avenue now for Julian to, of course, go into court here and argue in the appeal process that he will be discriminated against in the United States, which should be easy after all the submissions here, where basically the judges have come to the conclusion that he has a ground on the basis of discrimination. Therefore, he was applied to appeal on that basis.
Right.
So it should be an open and shut case. But it also, even if he loses an appeal process, it has opened up the avenue to an appeal to the Supreme Court of this country. So it is opened up of new avenues of legal fight. Remind you, this morning we were ready for the scenario that they would basically at the end of the day here say, no, he's not getting a chance for appeal. That would be the end of the road for Julian legally here in this country, and we would immediately have to go to the European Court of Human Rights to ask them to intervene and issue a request to stay the process. Of course, that would be a very lengthy process, maybe 2-3 years. So we are now on this winning path. The court here basically said, we don't believe you.
Right.
When it came to Americans. We don't believe your assurances. Your word is not a guarantee enough. And that's a big political statement coming out of the court.
Right.
And that's a statement that the Biden administration should lend its ear to, because it's a signal to their side. You are on the losing path.
Right.
You need now to intervene politically and take the only rational decision in this case and drop the case entirely and end this. If they don't, it's going to be a prolonged process of humiliation for the Biden administration into the election. He doesn't want that. Nobody wants that. People are demanding justice for Julian. All around the world, people are saying, for heaven's sake, this has to come to an end.
Right.
And that is the clear message for the court.
Right. And WikiLeaks is so important to so many people because it has given voice to voiceless. Those who were erased by the empire, who the empire said, you don't matter, your names don't matter. WikiLeaks have given voice and names, and many of those people are watching this here. And all the supporters of WikiLeaks, of Julian, over these years, what message do you have for them?
Well, my message is thank you for your support, because we could not have done it without the support of the general public who understand the gravity of the case. It was a small crowd to begin with, but the crowd grew larger and larger. And we now reached the stage where every human rights organization on this planet is recognized for their battle for freedom of speech and human rights in general, now recognizes the severity of the case and has come to Julian's side. That is important. That is because people stayed the course and did not give up the fight. So in my humbleness, I thank these people for being there, for coming outside to events, for raising awareness everywhere they go. It's so important. And the fact of the matter is, the signaling of this, to be able to come to this conclusion here today, which is not the end, but it's a strong signal, is the victory of the people.
Right.
The people who basically say, this is such injustice. And the grander signaling, which I hope we will get when Julian walks into freedom, is a signaling to everybody that we now have a path to reverse the negative, dark trend that we've been on a trajectory of for way too long.
Right.
Seeing press freedom eroded, seeing journalists imprisoned in larger number, seeing journalists assassinated and massacred in historic numbers. We need to reverse that trend. And Julian walking out of prison a free man will be a huge signal of that path. And we should aim for that. We need to take back our rights. We need to take back what has been taken away from us. And Julian Assange, he is the man to lead that battle.
Absolutely. I know you have a lot to do, but one last thing. What do you want people to do?
I want people to continue and basically stick to this line. We are winning. We are winning. Julian will be free, and it has to happen soon. So stay on in the fight. Don't stop now. We still have a way to go, but fight on. And it will be a joyful victory in the end.